Okay, here we go. Shovel. Get all those buckets filled today. Hopefully. Get some water going here. Excuse me. Bonus nuggets. Who needs them? $45. Come on, 100. Now this camera is acting silly, so we are going to turn it off for now. Boop. Because that sun does not want to stay behind the clouds today. I think after this bucket, I'll just do Phillips and then turn on the pump. I don't know if that would be better, or if just letting it run like this is fine. Excuse me. -1. Looks like we might have a frozen river here. That's okay. Because I forgot to buy a water splitter. Take a drive to town, I guess, and buy one. Turn on our super bright light of justice here. I'm not sure what that sound is in the background. Huh. You know what? I think that's people yapping in some other Discord. And I just haven't turned the alert off. Or not. I do not know. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. It looks like -1. I think we're gonna be okay. I think the river's gonna freeze up. It does look like it's getting white on the side, so that's okay. It'll be fine. It always is. I guess KJ forgot himself here. KJ forgot himself in the channel or something. Alright, here we go. I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to fill it up. And we're going to run the wash plant in chunks, I guess. I don't know if we can fill up all these buckets. We can certainly try. Let's see what happens. All cleaned up. Just think there's a better place for this generator. Like over here or something. Oh, I don't like that. Looks... all that. Playing with electrical cables, tables, electrical cables, and okay. So we'll fill it up, and then run the pump, and then fill it up, and then run the pump. I don't know if it's better to do that on gas. Keep on showing. KJ's gonna come back and be like, "Hey, why'd you move me to AFK?" And I'll be like, "Well, I thought you kind of forgot yourself in the channel there, but you know, it happens." All right. I guess once it becomes empty, then we can stop it again, huh? Yeah. I think this would be worth it. I don't know. 11%. It's about 9 scoops. I think this goal is a little big, trying to get all those buckets, but I think it would be worth it. Let's see what happens. Averaging about 1.5 ounces per bucket for 18 buckets. Could be worth it. I'll just leave it in. And we already got the big fuel tanker over there, so we can just fill up our jerry can. The gas is only $9.87 right now. Maybe it gets more expensive as the year goes on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The sound is really annoying. How do I turn it off? Settings, notifications. I'm going to turn that on for selected channel. I don't know why I'm not getting any, oh my gosh. Notifications. Message. Off.
Hey.
Escape. There we go. Hello.
What's going?
What's that?
How's it going?
Not bad.
Take the day off too?
Oh man. I had a headache like a hurricane just blew through my skull this morning.
Oh jeez. That sucks.
I wasn't sure if I moved you down to AFK because I wasn't sure. I was asking if you were there.
Yeah,
But,
sorry, I was showering quick. I can head out and do some errands real fast.
Okay. Yeah, I put you in AFK because I was like, maybe he left himself in there from last night. But
Nah, the server auto moves people if they're away for 30 minutes.
oh, okay. It's weird because it never does that with John Kelly.
I don't think he's gone. I think he just mutes himself.
Yeah, I don't get that. Why he mutes and deafens himself. I know that like it seems like he's a little more shy around everyone else. Like he'll come in here and he'll start yapping with me, but it's weird. It's like as soon as Silent or anyone comes around, it's like he just gets super quiet. I don't know. I asked him one day why he does that, and he's like, "Oh well, sometimes I'm just doing other things, and you know, or if he's watching stream." I played a little bit more of that aisle there before I went to bed. I don't understand. Like as a herbivore, you got like plants and stuff like that grow that you can eat, but as a carnivore, there's nothing really around other than other players or AI characters, and food doesn't pop up generally. Like when you smell. The other thing that's really annoying, which is kind of true, I guess, is rain. When rain happens, you lose your smell or scent trail that you've been following. So, like, as a raptor last night, I was following around this Triceratops, which I have no idea how it would have came out, but I started following him, and I ended up finding him, and then it started to rain, and I completely lost him, because I couldn't follow his scent anymore. But I'm not really sure how you survive as a carnivore without having to eat. So I ended up dying because I couldn't find any food.
Huh.
Unless I'm doing something wrong, but I don't think so. I was watching IGP last night, and he runs his own Isle server, and they did a challenge last night versus the server. So because they're admins of the server, they can spawn themselves in as experimental dinosaurs and whatnot. And so they put out a challenge that whoever killed them would get a prize. And so they spawned themselves in as these gigantic Spinosaurs, like from Jurassic Park. And they just completely like wrecked everybody. And then this one T-Rex ended up killing them. So they're like, hey, well, if you know, we'll get your name and stuff like that, and we'll send you your gift that you won and stuff like that. And it's probably like a T-shirt or something like that. But I was just like, that is a really cool idea. So like, they'll alert you too, like when they're doing a recording and stuff like that. And they'll kind of like announce themselves, like where they are, and like come, fight us kind of thing. So apparently next time, they said they're gonna spawn themselves as a different dinosaur. So I wouldn't mind going on their server to see.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Why does the NVIDIA GTX 1080 Ti FE have to cost $1,200? Well, it's a TI, it's overclocked, so it's a higher architecture value. I've never heard of an FE. Oh, Founders Edition. Well, Founder Editions are like top of the line, and $1,200 isn't really expensive considering I paid just a little over $13 for my card. So, that's not too bad. But I'll tell you this much, if you're going to spend that much on a card, just go to the RTX series. You ordered it? Man, for $1,200, you could have got a hell of a card on the RTX side. Because the RTX cards are probably about starting at their lowest end, which is the 2060. Or on the top of the 1080, you're already looking at probably about 50% better. $1,400 with shipping. That's insane. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with the new cards. It seems like they're very conservative on energy. You can run them 100% usage at all times, but I really don't see any point since they perform just fine on their own. They're very quiet, and they're not like a sauna either. And that was the one thing I really hated about my 1070 was that it just in this room it got so hot. Yeah, new game. Mistakes were made. We don't talk about them. I'm really like astonished at the fact that I have not got any bonus nuggets in a while. This is what, try 3 or 4? Yeah, just we'll keep it at that. Just pick a number and we'll go with it. Well, the third one was kind of I rushed right to tier 3 and took a loan out, and then realized that that was a shit move considering like my daily payments when I took the loan by accident were just a little over like $20,000 a day, and I realized what a mistake that was, because that was my fault. The second time I went around, I was like, oh, I'll just take a smaller loan, but that loan ended up putting me in the hole so bad. You have more patience than me. I've never cleared out the hog pan pit like that. I've got a goal. I like to set goals for myself, so I'm going to try to fill up these buckets here. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we'll see what happens first. Either these buckets are going to get filled or I'm going to get bored. But that's my main problem when I come to this game, is that I start getting on a really good roll and then I get bored and then I make stupid decisions, and that's how we are starting over again, because I decided to do something stupid and go with a front end loader rather than stay with my excavator, which is what I should have done. So far I've been told that what I should do is basically run this game through the first permafrost. I lost all your money hiring workers. Yeah, workers can get expensive. I try to aim right away for the workers as long as I have enough money. Basically what I'll try to do is I will take my gold, I'll smelt it, go to the bank, get my money, and then I take that number that I get for the money right away and I multiply it by 0.3 because it's a 3%, 30% take back. So as soon as I figure out what that money is I'll make sure I don't spend any more of that money and basically leave a little bit on top. That way I know that amount of money is coming out for sure, and I'm safe for spending. The other thing too is workers, I try to get the reliabilities first. Since the hog pan doesn't break, I'll try to get workers right on the hog pan first. The other thing that I'm going to try this time, and I don't know why I'm the only person in the world that's had to start over this many times, but I'm basically going to try to do excavator and rock truck. So I'm going to save up for my tier 3 completely, and the rock truck as well. But I have to do it within the summer season, because as soon as the summer is over, everything goes super expensive. So people are telling me to save up approximately $400,000 or $500,000 in gold. So we're looking at probably we'll say 50 buckets worth, hopefully. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's like 250 buckets, depending on if I'm on good ground, but you don't know, right? I don't like really digging a hole and then doing a clean out after the first bucket, because it just doesn't really seem like it'd be worth it. You can tell by magnetite if you are going to get a decent clean out or not. So if you run your magnetite right away, depending on how much magnetite you have in there is going to tell you approximately how much gold is in there. The higher the amount of magnetite, the higher the amount of gold. I've kind of noticed so far. Because in theory, magnetite sticks to the gold and whatnot, and basically that's, I think, how it works so far.
Alright, I gotta run some errands. I'll be back in like an hour.
Okay, see you then.
Catch you later.
So, like, yesterday I was running buckets, and they were an average between 15 and 33 ounces of magnetite, which is very, very low. That's like hog pan low. So I was averaging about maybe an ounce and a half to 2 ounces per bucket on 26 buckets. Or, sorry, on 20 buckets. And I only ended up getting like 26 ounces of gold in like an area where technically you should be getting about 300 ounces of gold. And then finding out my fatal error was using the front end loader from the bottom. And I don't know, everyone says don't use the some people said don't use the front end loader like that, use the front end loader from the top down, which is kind of weird. I basically went off the leading edge of the map and I went straight down to the bottom of the pit and started scooping up everything because I figured, hey, you know what? You get to the gold right away, it's going to be fine. Apparently it doesn't work that way. I had a horrible clean out on 20 buckets, only hitting about 26 ounces. And, see, now, that's the thing, is that they said that it's fixed. That the front end loader doesn't do that. And I don't know, I beg to differ because honestly, the area that I was digging in was bright yellow, and I should not have had only 26 ounces on 20 buckets for that area. And then most people say, well, you're not really going to get your full potential for tier 5. I don't know about that. Maybe. But it just seems kind of weird to me that would happen. I asked in the Gold Rush. Discord if that was an error or if that was a bug, and people said it's not a bug, that you're not supposed to, you're not going to get good gold until tier 5 off of your wash plant. Which I said, if this game scales, right, you'd be going from hog wash to mobile wash plant. Why the mobile wash plant, is better than the hog plant, or well, not hog plant, the hog pan. But why the tier 3 wouldn't be better than the overall, whatchamacallit? Why the tier 3 wouldn't be better than, the mobile wash plant. Like, to me, that makes sense, because if this game is constantly scaling up, you'd think it would be better. So, like I said to one of the guys in my stream, I said that I run my plant with the front end loader, and I was digging out the good area that I had drilled, and I was like, hey, this is pretty good, like I'm gonna get decent pay. And then when I do my clean out, because I saved all my buckets, found out that that wasn't the case. But on my mobile wash plant, and I was digging straight down from the top to the bottom, right, like you'd normally dig, I was averaging like probably about 80 to 100 ounces per clean out, and it was incredible. Like, and it was a small area too; it wasn't big, and that really bothered me at the fact that now I'm digging from the bottom of the claim up, which means I should be hitting the good gold right away. Captain Redbeard, thank you very much for the follow. And it just didn't work that way. And so I just got fed up, and I was like, I'm just going to start over again, because this is not working. I was really disappointed. And there's a big fight going on in the discussion boards on Steam about how the leaderboards are rigged. I don't think they're really rigged, but I mean, there's definitely a, well, if you take a look, they did a patch where they got rid of time, right? Like, right now, I'm sitting at 479, and it's 117. This is basically playing, after work. So coming home from work and playing, you know, probably about 4 to 5 hours a night, and then playing on my days off. You know, but the big thing that everyone's griping about is the fact that unless you know, dedicate yourself to playing, you know, 18 hours a day, you're never gonna touch the top 10. I mean, you look there and like all the top guys. There's no life, people. I know, and the guys on Steam are getting super pissed off with people saying that oh yeah, these are no life people. Like Split2 says, well, I have a life and YouTube is my job, so therefore that's why I can spend so much time doing it. I mean, you look and he's putting up like 8 to 10 hour streams a day. That's fine, whatever. But there's so many factors on the leaderboards that don't even take place, like what kind of machinery you're running, how many hours you've actually spent in game, right? Because one of the big thing was like the top 10 people were, you know, working, like, it kind of helped you out to know where you stood, right? You looked around and you went, well, this guy's in the top with less gold because he's found technically more gold in less time. You know, he's on top of the leaderboard, and then they patched it to make it, I think, to be the overall top amount of gold you found. And people kind of went like, well, that's kind of dumb because there's no real skill involved in that, right? Which, I mean, if you think about it, it's not. If I sat here for 20 hours a day, why is there no water? I don't know. This water is so weirdly colored sometimes. But I mean, like, if I sat here for 20 hours a day and I cleaned out the entire claim and then moved on to the next claim and did that, you got a huge advantage when you get to your second claim because you already have all your stuff. Now, if I could just get into that position where I was at, then I would do it. So what my goal right now is, I'm going to run this first season just strictly mobile wash plant. And then what I'm going to do is, once I get the permafrost, I'm just going to have all my stuff in storage in the very beginning. I'll turn around and save up and buy the rest of my gold. Or not buy the rest of my gold. Buy the rest of my setup. So I've been told, right? Just concentrate strictly on buying what you can. So I want to get to the mobile wash plant and the giant excavator. And then what I want to do is I want to just start banking my gold. Just bank it until I have enough to buy the entire thing with the reinforced trauma rather than the original trauma. I think it might work, but instead of running, what do you call it? I'd like to run the excavator first. The excavator and the dump truck. The problem is there's no guides out there that I've looked on for what you should do for progression with this. Because I mean, honestly, when dollar mode came out and we had to start over and over and over again, dollar mode was amazing because you just like started off where your last save was, basically. you bought all your stuff for $1, and then you just did your setup, and okay, now I can continue from where I was, and this is where I was digging. I don't have the DLC either, so I can't go too far. Oh, okay. Well, I have a buddy in our Discord here who doesn't have the DLC either. I bought him the game, and he doesn't have the Frankenstein. But you guys have a completely different leaderboard because it depends on your leaderboard 1 and your leaderboard 0. Leaderboard 0 is the leaderboard with no DLC, and the leaderboard 1 is the leaderboards with DLC. So you guys have your own leaderboards based on if you have the DLC or not. Which is incredible because he's in like rank 34 or something like that, and the top person is like, I think like 4,000 ounces or something like that. But really all the DLC is the Frankenstein machinery, and I think the dump truck, I'm not too sure. Yeah, and the wash plant parts. Like, I think you can see all the DLC stuff. I just don't think you can buy it. I think for you guys who don't have it, it's basically saying, what do you call it? I think it's basically saying for you guys coming soon, right? Honestly, I would love to play this game and do DLC giveaways. Just because they're so cheap, and you know, for people who want the DLC, I think it would be really cool to come to streams and, you know, have do DLC. But unfortunately, Steam has made it now that Canadians can no longer buy gifts for Americans because of the price difference, which I think is bullcrap. Because originally, when I first joined Steam, everything was in USD, US dollars, right? So it didn't really matter. It would just kind of give you the old exchange rate. This is how much it's going to cost you, and yada, yada, yada. And we can no longer gift you guys, which really sucks. The other thing, too, is I can gift other Canadians, and Americans can gift to us, but as Canadians, we can't gift to Americans because of the price difference. So it's really stupid. I don't know why they decided to do that, but it really sucks. And it's a pain in the butt because that's how I used to do a lot of my giveaways, right? Based on what I was playing. So if I was playing Farming Sim, I would turn around and I would buy like 3 or 4 copies of Farming Sim and then be like, hey, today's giveaways are going to be copies of Farming Sim 17 or whatever I was playing. I do use PayPal Death, and that doesn't really make a difference on purchasing. I'm not too worried about the system. I'm more or less worried about the fact that I can't just select people off my friends list and send them stuff. Like, when I buy Agri and Silent stuff, I have to go to G2A and buy an actual code to give them. Because Steam won't allow me to say, oh, well, I'd like to buy a game for Agri, send it to them. And you can no longer send games anymore in Steam. You cannot inventory games anymore like you used to be able to. So like if I bought a game that was the game already had, it would be like, oh, put it in your inventory. With Steam you can't do that anymore. they don't allow you to inventory your games anymore because of cheaters in like CS:GO that when they get banned, basically their license, their key gets rejected, and basically what happens is they turn around and they'll buy another game with a new license and just continue to play, right? So what they're trying to do is, it's kind of like an anti-cheat thing where they're not allowing people to buy the same game over and over again to renew the license because the one license was banned, right? And people started doing that, and that's what caused them to say, nope, no more inventorying games. Which I think is really bad on their part, because I mean, I used to spend a lot of money every second weekend. I was doing giveaways with farming sim or construction sim, or just general like in-game currencies that you would need. I could do giveaways for them, but now I don't know. Like here, if I went to, let's quickly go to, man. Go to G2A, because I buy everything from G2A now, because obviously what? Well, that's great, Mr. G2A. Ah, here we go. Let's see, Gold Rush. Yeah. There's only the global keys. There's no DLC keys. Yeah. So, in order for me to do giveaways for the DLC, I have a lot. I have about 250 games on my Steam account. A lot of them I bought, a lot of them were gifted to me. A lot of them I won on giveaways. I mean, when people used to have communities out there that actually did stuff together, right? You know, but it's so hard to find people now that like have similar tastes in you and that actually want to do something without just it being all about them, right? You got this on there? Yeah. Me too. I don't know if doing it this way saves any time or makes it faster, but it definitely does. This is probably the highest amount of dirt I've dug out of this area here, for sure. Just keep thinking. I did 4 buckets at a time for a while, then I got tired of that, so I stand by the hog pen and shovel it in. You can do it this way too, and just shovel it in. And the reason behind why this works is basically meshing, right? When they make a hole like this, you see the graphics that are on top of this hole. And the mesh, consider it like meshing. Basically, there's still dirt underneath here, but only a limited amount. So if I kept digging in this one spot here, I would eventually run out of dirt because it would suck up all the dirt in the area. So think of it like a double layer. So you're seeing this initial layer, and then below it slightly is, let's say, the contact points. And basically that's how that works. So it's not perfectly lined up with the inner mesh. It's below it, so that's why the dirt kind of falls through the ground and kind of sits there. Eventually you will run out of dirt because your shovel does have a certain area for pickup. I thought about spending $100 on random Steam codes one day and seeing what I get. You'll get a lot of duplicates. I used to do random Steam key giveaways, and I would do them once every 2 weeks. And then I started realizing that the codes I was giving away were actually duplicates of previous codes. And I'm like, damn, like, that kind of sucks because... And then I think it was Munner did the same giveaway. He bought some random codes and did giveaways. And ended up being the same codes as the codes I was giving away. It was actually pretty funny. It was like end of days 2013 or something like that. And then he would do a giveaway and they'd be like, oh, I just won end of days. And I was like, wait, what? These are the same codes I'm giving away. They're alright. I did the premium ones, so the more expensive one. I think I bought 5 codes or something like that for $12. And like the first, the first 2 sets were different. And then I kind of got mad and I emailed G2A and I was like, hey, all these codes I'm doing giveaways for are all the same codes. And they're like, oh, sorry, no refund because they're codes, right? But I'd like there to be a way to give away the DLC in this game, but I can't buy it on Steam and then give it away. I can't buy it on G2A because G2A doesn't carry it. See, here's the one thing I kind of think, and try Walmart. I don't think Walmart will have DLC. I'd almost be better off giving away gift cards. And it sucks. Here's the other thing that sucks too, okay? So, I did a giveaway one day, and I was like, you know what? I'll be smart about it. I'll just give away $20 Steam card. So, I bought a $20 American Steam card, because you can specify if you want to buy American or if you want to buy Canadian. And so, I said, I want to buy a $20 American Steam card. And so, I was doing giveaways for my drivers, right? In ETS, and I was saying basically whoever has the #1 leaderboard spot within the company is going to get a $20 gift card. And so Aggregate won the gift card. So I went and I purchased the $20 American Steam card, and I basically sent them the code. It says, here's your gift card. And I sent him the gift card, and when he redeemed it, he only got $18. And I was like, I paid 22 something for the card, and then he only got $18 out of the card because it turned around and says, well, exchange rate. Like, why is there an exchange rate on an American card? When I bought a $20 American card going to an American resident, it should be $20. And for some reason, they took off an exchange rate, even though I paid more than the card was worth because it was Canadian funds to American funds, right? Which, to me, didn't make sense. It's like, if I'm buying you a $20 card, you should get a $20 card, not 18 bucks. So the $20 game he wanted to buy, which was 19 something, he ended up having to like sell a bunch of Steam trading cards just to get an extra $1 so he could buy the game. And I felt so bad about it because I was like, well, that's so dumb. Like, if you buy a $20 Steam card, it should be a $20 Steam card. It doesn't matter where it is. You remember those days? We still run the company. Guys are still driving for it. You go look us up. We still got Foxden Logistics. We made the top 40 a couple months ago for driving. Well, I mean, that's competing against guys with like hundreds and hundreds of people. But whenever everybody gets reorganized here and wants to start driving again, I figure we'll start doing some ETS. Once I give them pizza bag, I'm going to stream account. Gonna do some runs. Oh, well, it's Foxden Logistics if you want to join. The guys are always running. I had to put away the $20 Steam card thing in the comments because people were messaging me saying, hey, if I'm running for the company, do I still got it? I'm like, oh, that was a one-time deal kind of thing. I remember one time Agri was the only one that was driving in a month. And he came up to me and said, so, I'm number 1 for driving this month and I only do 2 loads. Can I get a card? And I was like, no. We're totally going to be cheap here, and we're going to, like, watch out for gas. I'm really interested to see if this is going to help at all, like, taking this much dirt from here. I mean, I guess it all depends on how I spend the money, right? If I spend the money, it's not really going to help. One more scoop. Can you imagine like running back and forth like this in real life? Oh my gosh, you would die. You'd just be like, screw this. I'd be throwing the dirt. That'd be a cool animation they could add, eh? Just come like this, and then you just like throw the dirt, and it kind of like slings into the top of the hog pan. Kind of cheap, but whatever. That's what's wrong with society these days. Can't remember. I did a test once with a bucket full of dirt, put it in the hog pan, wash the mats and wave table. Really? Like on the bigger claim, or did you do like, did you do it out here? Reload it, and just put the bucket in the wave table, and it made more gold. Yes, the wave table will find more gold than you will if you were hand washing. That is for sure. That's why I don't even do a clean out anymore by hand. First thing I'll do is I'll just run and get the wave table right away. Whether it's a smart idea or it's more beneficial, I don't know. But a lot of people don't take magnetite from the hog pan area, and I noticed that with the magnetite you can get your first time upgrade if you choose to do so, right? And I mean, it doesn't hurt anything. Okay, so we're gonna do this last pail here, and then I'm gonna break for lunch. And then when I come back, we'll continue to haul some more dirt. So, I don't know, give me about 10-15 minutes. I'm just gonna have a couple pieces of pizza. Skipping the hog pan and mats. No, not hand panning from the ground straight to the wave table. Wait, can you do that? Hold on. If I go like this. Alright. Whoa! Hold on. Here's my question. It's a simple question. Yet, okay. Here's a question. Wait a minute. This is breaking the laws of physics here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so 0.73. That's not very good at all. 0.73. Okay. So there's only 0.73 magnetite in there, which means that your gold count's going to be just like a little bitty tiny. Lots of gold loss. Yeah, if you want to check a pail to find out if it has decent dirt in it, run it through the magnetite cleaner. Because depending on how much magnetite you get, because the magnetite sticks to the gold, the more magnetite, the more gold. I don't know if it's a fact, if you can hold that, you know, if it's true, but I've found that it's worked so far at that. Because you think about it, basically what this is doing is every scoop that I'm putting into the thing, the hog pan, I just did one bucket, but look how many shovels is taking to fill the gold mats. It was 0.73 magnetite for 4 shovelfuls. Yeah, that's yeah, it's normally 3 shovelfuls per bucket. So depending on how full those shovels get, it might be 3 or 4. So to put it in perspective, it's 0.73 for one bucket directly from the hog pan area, and you're usually averaging about 24 to 30 ounces of magnetite per bucket of concentrate. So out of this one bucket here, I think it's, I don't know, I want to almost say that it's 10% of the magnetite. So if you get like 30 ounces, you know that in that pail you're going to have about 3 ounces, 3 ounce clean out, right? I'd like to run an experiment, but I think it should be about 10%. So if you get 30 ounces from one, it's a possibility that you're going to get about a 3 ounce clean out from one bucket. I can't say for sure, but maybe that's the way it works. I don't know the math behind this game, and I'd really like to. Okay, guys, I'm going to have a break for lunch. Thanks for coming by. I'll see you guys probably in about, I don't know, we'll say about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to break for lunch. You guys have good ones, and thanks for stopping by. See you in a bit. When we get back, we will continue this epic voyage of dirt shoveling. Bye for now.